First of all, let's look at politics. Do you think all black people should be Democrats?
No. I think that we have to have somebody on both sides.
Got you.
That somebody has to be lobbying for us. I want somebody black in Trump's ear. I want somebody black in that administration, but I don't want them to get there and forget their community.
And also I was going because it feels like it's like this person is in power, so there needs to be conversation to be had, but it's almost like we're ostracized by our community from sitting with the man. It's like we have to sit with him because he controls a lot of things that affect our lives. But and by the way, I just see so many people killing men that are, and I'm like, we have to have somebody.
You got to have somebody there, and that's why the Democratic Party takes us for granted, is because we line up without making any demands. Black women are the most consistent demographic voting bloc in America. That's how Obama got elected twice. That's how Joe Biden got elected, is because black women been on the front line.
Yeah.
But I think as we're seeing the reemergence of America, that black people are going to ask more questions. The reality is, in the last election, 9 million eligible black people didn't go vote. I'm not talking about people with a record.
Yeah.
9 million eligible people didn't go vote because they didn't think that their vote makes a difference or an impact. And so it's our responsibility to show why voting matters and what's at stake.
Love that. You have a statement. By the way, I have some research done, so I'm going to just throw stuff at you.
All right.
You said Malcolm X made MLK a better leader. How so?
Because he challenged him. You cannot be a heavyweight champion without a fight.
Yes.
Right? And so Malcolm X made Dr. King sharpen his philosophy on nonviolence. He had to answer why. You understand?
Yeah.
The reality is historians after us will have to admit Farrakhan made Jesse Jackson better.
Yes.
Because he questioned him.
Yes.
My mentor, Reverend Sharpton, is an amazing leader. He's not a heavyweight champion because he hadn't had a heavyweight fight. So Reverend Sharpton hadn't had to fight nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just come through. You got to have somebody to press your metal up against in order to prove what is your weight and what it is that you stand on.
Got to be tested.
You got to be tested.
Do you have someone that's testing you?
Oh, listen. Every day.
You just smile. Like, I want to know that.
Every day. I just don't want to give them validity
You
right
want to give them
now.
a light. You want to give them
I
a
don't
light.
want to give them
You
light.
don't gotta say no names.
Oh, yeah. No,
But you got a couple.
Yeah, every day.
I always got something to say.
Every day I'm hustling. Yeah, whenever you are at a place.
What's the biggest challenge you're facing?
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I had people holding up my picture in the White House.
Heard about that.
Yeah, they had a Black History Month program in the White House, and Black Republicans were holding up posters, but they only held up posters of my face after they announced the confirmation of the new FBI head. So they announced the new FBI head, lifted up my picture, and started chanting, "Hold him accountable." What? So people who love me, people in my corner, were concerned. It's like, hey, man.
Why do you think they did that?
Well, that's what I'm getting to. Because why not hold up Jasmine Crockett picture? She in Congress. Hold up Hakeem Jeffries. He the most powerful man there. Jim Clyburn. Hold up Reverend Sharpton picture. But whenever it is that you go against the white economic structure, that's when you become a real threat. White America don't care about speeches. They care about the cash register. And so what I say to people all the time is they've never bombed the NAACP office. They've never bombed the Urban League office. They've never bombed the Rainbow Push office. They bombed Black Wall Street. Whenever Black people understand their economic strength, that's when you become a threat. So there's people preaching all day, every day. But when you start dealing with shifting the economy and the stock market and the white corporate structure, that's when it's a different kind of heat that comes on you.
They always say MLK became the target when he started targeting economics. When he was targeting equality, it was cool.
Yeah,
we just want to be one of us.
About no water
when exactly, we just want to we want to use the same bathroom. It's cool, but the minute that he started switching his conversation to asking about economics and everything, he really became the enemy. the quiet enemy. He was the loud enemy. When you're the loud enemy, you're usually safe. It's when you
There
piss
was
somebody off quietly.
Snipers.
Yeah, exactly.
At Rosa Parks.
At the bus ride, they don't care about the bus. They don't care about that.
But when it is that you collapse an entire economic system, Fred Hampton was killed, rest in peace, from the Black Panthers in Chicago because he was building a coalition of Latino and Black people. Dr. King was killed in 1968 because he was organizing the Poor People's Campaign that brought in white poor people from the Appalachian Mountains, from Mississippi, from Tennessee. And when they understood that there's a bigger issue at stake than black and white, the bigger issue was green. So I'm a staunch, diehard Democrat, and everybody, including me, talked about the loss of Kamala Harris and reduced it to a black issue. What nobody is discussing is how much was at stake from those who carry weight in Bitcoin.
Yes.
Kamala Harris was coming because it is unregulated to wipe away Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And that was an economic issue. You are in the industry, you got to ask who paid for Nelly and Snoop? Bitcoins.
Yes.
They paid them, not a check.
Yes.
They gave them the currency of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
We still talking about Cash App.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother issue.
To be honest with you, if obviously I'm doing this interview, but the one thing that I wanted to talk about more than anything was black economics.